Today we'll test a 2023 BMW 3 Series, and as you see I ended up with a touring instead of the sedan I had hopes for. Either way, it's still the same iconic 3 Series, so let's delve into what's left of the legend. How it compares to the good old E46 I drove for numerous times. Looking from the outside, the changes introduced after the lifting have certainly enhanced the G20 3 Series appearance. The front is strikingly attractive, sharp, and upholds the model's legendary sporty characteristics. The rear and profile further complements the car's overall appeal, crafting coherently attractive vehicle. Admittedly, the G20 might seem a tad large for my preferences, but we are living in times where cars are expanding along with their price tags. But most importantly, how it drives. The car handles corners with confidence and maintains road grip BMW is known for. Especially on highway, I was stunned by how it stayed planted on the road, with very reassuring feel that's not very common. Though what surprised me most, in contrast to older models like the E46, is the comfort. The suspension effectively absorbs bumps and operates quietly on a wide variety of road textures, results in an overall high sense of comfort. The only major drawback I can nitpick about is the suspension noises sometimes sound a bit too heavy on the low frequency spectrum, but that may also be related to tires. Anyway, aside from that, I'm thoroughly impressed. Arguably, the most significant deviation from the older 3 Series is the emphasis on comfort. Not only with the bumps absorption, but also in terms of cabin and road noise. Even when cruising at speeds of 140 km per hour, it is so silent in here. In addition, for the lack of a better word, the whole car is simply pleasant to use, very organic. I particularly enjoy the exceptionally balanced feel of the gas and brake pedals, precise yet not overly so. It drew my attention especially because it's something I felt was slightly lacking in the E46 with an automatic transmission. Also, the gearbox completes this, operating smoothly and responding well to the accelerator, though frankly I expected it to be a bit more responsive at kickdowns. In this apartment, frankly I don't see a major advantage over 20-year-old gearboxes such as those found in the E46. It performs better in sport mode, but still it could be faster. Nevertheless, the gearbox is very user-friendly, smooth and suitable for all-around driving. The paddle shifters on the steering wheel add a layer of fun, they are snappy and I just love the reactions. The 150 horsepower engine, weakest in the range, positively surprised me. Having in mind vehicle's weight, I didn't anticipate the car to be this lively or for the throttle response to be so eager. Of course, it's still 150 horses, so I'm not saying it is a speed demon, even when compared to old 200 horsepower sub 9.3. It's clear that the BMW is slower, especially at highway speeds. However, for city driving or general day-to-day use, I must say this engine feels quite adequate, probably thanks to that 250 Nm of torque achieved by turbos. Great package for someone wanting well-balanced commuter car, I must say. The only major thing I had slightly higher expectation for was the steering. Don't get me wrong, the car handles corners and the autobahn with confidence, but at lower speeds the steering doesn't feel as engaging as I expected from the 3 Series. I hoped for tad more responsiveness and directness, and I missed that connection a bit. Then it's also possible that I'm too used to hydraulic power steering and this is something I would need more time to adapt to. Nonetheless, I had impression of little lack in directness and tightness, particularly near the center axis, where I recall older BMWs excelled at. On the other hand, the electric power steering makes the car so much more user-friendly for everyday driving. Maneuvering in the city and at parking spot is light and hassle-free, which definitely could not be said about the late 90s to early 2000 era BMWs. Looking inside, this huge screen introduced after lifting is a huge downgrade to me. Unfortunately, without a dash it doesn't look right and is too reflective. Also, the user interface is not very modern, overcomplicated and gauges look weird. But beyond this sharp corner tablet, the entire interior looks and feels very solid. From the door cards to the central console and steering wheel, it maintains a coherent and well-crafted feel. I've yet to detect any rattles or creaks, and I'm particularly fond of the central console and this exceptionally comfortable armrest, which I felt in love and I will undoubtedly miss when I return this car. Even the seemingly basic fabric seats offer surprising comfort. The headrest is soft and doesn't push your head too far forward. The interior provides ample space for me, with the only drawback being the left door panel feeling somewhat a bit too close to the driver. Otherwise, the space inside is just about perfect. Also, touring version does not disappoint when it comes to the trunk space. When it comes to bass, hi-fi system installed in here, it consists of 6 speakers, and it is definitely not that bad as in older BMW E46, though still mediocre at best. It lacks some clarity and it is also not that deep in louder frequencies. At night, headlights shine fantastically, even though it is the lowest spec option. The beam is strong, broad, definitely one of the best headlights I've ever experienced. I have to say, every LED system should work like this. To sum up, this brand new 2023 BMW 318i is a good all-around mid-sized car, offering fun driving characteristics, great comfort and space. It is smooth even with the weakest 150 horsepower engine. The car drives quite pleasantly. The biggest difference compared to the E46 generation is the advantage in broadly understood comfort. With that, there is room for improvement, and not to mention this tablet thing again, I expected a bit more precision and directness in steering, and maybe I think the car could be slightly smaller. Some questions also arises about the reliability, which I'm not sure will match the legendary BMW inline 6 from late 90s to early 2000, but I guess ultimately time will tell. Thank you very much for watching, consider subscribing and leaving your thoughts about this car in the comments. See you in the next one. Peace.